Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at a set of source documents detailing a corporate crisis that just exploded almost instantly.
Yeah, it moved at warp speed.
Right.
And it's this really stark story.
It really is. It's not just about, infidelity, though that's how it started. It's more a terrifying lesson, I think.
How a single moment, right, a really ambiguous moment caught on a concert camera.
Just became this, digital weapon, completely wiped out two C-suite careers. It's pretty chilling.
So we're diving into what the sources call the viral kiss cam corporate scandal.
Right.
And our documents, they lay out the whole timeline, how the internet just rushed to judgment, delivered the harshest sentence possible.
Professional destruction, basically.
Totally. And all before a single fact could really be checked or verified.
So our mission here is to kind of dissect this spectacular public fall. We need to trace how the digital meltdown escalated, measure the real cost of optics in today's corporate world, and this is key, reveal the twist.
The big twist, yeah.
The one that completely flips the script on the whole alleged betrayal.
What's so striking right off the bat is just how fragile reputation is now, in this age of constant surveillance.
Absolutely. So let's set the scene. It starts July 16th. Big Coldplay concert, Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Yeah, a place you'd think is about fun, relaxation.
Exactly. But it turned into, the stage for professional ruin.
You can imagine it. The music's playing, big crowd.
And then the Jumbotron starts up, that traditional kiss cam thing they do.
Right, scanning the audience, looking for couples, moments of joy, supposedly.
And the camera lands on two people, very specific people.
Who were quickly identified. Kristin Cabot, the chief people officer at a tech firm called Astronomer.
And Andy Byron, the CEO of that same company.
Both known to be married. Just not to each other. That was the immediate hook.
And this is where the whole narrative ignites. Chris Martin, the front man, sees them, maybe senses the awkwardness.
Or just sees high-profile people.
Could be. Anyway, he leans into it, teases the crowd, makes a joke like either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
And the camera just stays on them, waiting.
Yeah.
Everyone's watching.
Yeah, the pressure.
And the source material really hammers this point home. The moment that went viral, it wasn't a kiss.
No kiss at all.
No. They just froze. They gave these super, awkward smiles.
You can picture it.
Yeah. And the footage shows no kiss, just this kind of panicked attempt to get out of the spotlight.
And that silent, awkward freeze, that became everything, the entire foundation for the accusation.
It's the image the world saw, and the interpretation was immediate guilt.
Right. They weren't just shy. They must be hiding something huge. Because, they're caught together, both married CEO and CPO.
Those same company. That perceived panic, that awkwardness, it was read as proof of a secret relationship being exposed.
And from that single ambiguous visual, the clock on their careers just started ticking, incredibly fast.
The speed is, it's astonishing, frankly.
Yeah.
You go from this quiet concert moment
to a full-blown corporate crisis needing executive action in hours, not days, hours.
The internet's velocity, that's the real destructive force here.
So what do the reports say happened next?
It's frightening, really. The clip goes viral almost instantly. Their identities, CEO and CPO, plastered across every social platform imaginable.
And social media didn't pause for evidence, did it? It just needed a story.
Exactly. And the story solidified immediately. This was framed as the most public affair of the year.
Wow.
Yeah. And the whole discussion just spiraled into, were they reckless enough to let their secret slip?
Instead of asking if there was a secret.
Precisely. The judgment was instantaneous. It was absolute. And it was incredibly public.
And the corporate side, the consequences there.
They followed just as fast, brutally efficient. This is where the online speculation caused real irreversible damage.
Okay.
The company put both Kristin and Andy on immediate administrative leave.
That's a big step.
Huge. And the leave didn't last long. Resignations followed within days.
So career's over, just like that.
The source literally says their careers ended abruptly by a single camera shot.
Wow. When you think about the years, decades probably, of work to get to those C-suite roles.
The trust, the achievement.
All gone because of an unverified rumor based on an awkward look. Devastating.
And this is really a textbook example of a corporate governance crisis hitting hard.
Explain that a bit.
Well, the company's quick action, it wasn't just about optics, though that's a huge part of it. It was a necessary crisis maneuver. Because when your CEO, the public face of the company, gets caught in a scandal, And especially when the chief people officer.
Whose job is literally internal ethics, harassment policy, code of conduct.
Exactly. When that person is involved too, it creates this existential threat to internal trust.
Yeah.
The whole system feels compromised.
That's a really critical distinction. It's not just any two employees potentially having an affair. It's the two most powerful figures, the ones ultimately responsible for ethics and power dynamics.
Potentially violating the very standards they're supposed to uphold.
So even if the affair part turned out to be false later, just them being there together trying to hide from the camera, that itself was maybe poor judgment.
Absolutely. It represents poor professional judgment, definitely. Yeah. It compromised their leadership credibility, regardless of the affair question.
The clock for nuance just stops, doesn't it? The second the first meme goes up.
Pretty much. A board just cannot risk the liability, the brand damage, waiting for some messy, slow investigation to unfold.
They had to act fast.
They had to act, not on proven betrayal, but on the appearance of a massive conflict of interest involving the entire ethics chain. They had to protect the firm.
Even if it meant sacrificing the individuals.
Yeah, even then.
Which sets us up perfectly for the big twist, the narrative flip.
Right, the shocking truth that, well, corporate America and the digital mob completely missed in their rush to judgment.
Just when the story seems done, careers destroyed, chapter closed, something new emerges.
And the information came from a really unexpected source. Kristin's estranged husband, Andrew Cabot. The person you'd think would be most hurt by an affair.
Okay.
He steps forward, makes a public statement, and it forces everyone to, completely reevaluate the whole thing.
And what did he say? What were the facts he brought out?
They were seismic, as you said. He claimed that his separation from Kristin had already happened before the concert.
1-4, so they weren't together.
They were living apart, he said. And divorce proceedings were, quote, already in motion.
Okay, wait. That changes everything.
Completely. If they're already separated, then the core accusation of adultery, the betrayal that fueled the outrage in the firings,
it's baseless.
It evaporates. What the world saw as this illicit secret meeting could have just been two single colleagues at a concert.
But hang on. If the marriage was already over, effectively, why didn't Andrew Cabot say something sooner, before the resignations?
That's a really sharp question. The timing is suspicious, and the sources touch on this.
What do they suggest?
The implication is his statement was reactionary. It seems likely he wasn't eager to air his private marital problems publicly. Who would be?
Right. Embarrassing.
Totally. But when the corporate fallout got so extreme, when Kristin was publicly branded a cheater and lost her job, maybe that forced his hand.
To protect her reputation from being permanently ruined by a false narrative.
It seems plausible. He had to make the uncomfortable personal facts public.
And the twist gets even wilder, doesn't it?
It does. Andrew Cabot revealed he was also at that same concert.
Get out! Seriously?
Seriously. And not just there, he was there with a date of his own.
Wow. Okay, so he specifically said he wasn't betrayed.
Pretty much. He implied it strongly, said he knew Kristin would be there.
So think about that. The entire media frenzy, the corporate firings, the public shaming, all build on this secret affair premise.
Could have been a complete fabrication, a misinterpretation.
The scandal that destroyed two careers might have just been two separated colleagues awkwardly caught on camera.
It seems that way.
Okay, but let's push on this. Does the twist fully absolve them, even setting aside the now debunked infidelity charge?
Good point.
Two top execs, CEO and CPO, at a concert together, even if separated but not yet publicly divorced. Does that still show poor professional judgment?
I think it absolutely still represents a failure of judgment, yes. Even if the personal facts clear them of cheating.
How so?
The mere fact that the optics could be so easily misinterpreted and lead to such a massive crisis, that shows a lack of situational awareness you need at that level.
Right.
Friends of Kristin later denied any secret affair, described their bond as professional, supportive, and misunderstood.
But even supportive relationships between a CEO and CPO.
They need incredibly careful handling in public, right? Perception matters hugely.
And the internet isn't exactly known for careful handling or nuance.
Not at all. While these facts about the divorce were slowly trickling out, the damage was done. The digital mob had already formed its opinion.
Leading to, as the source says, memes, mockery, harassment, even threats.
All built on that silent, awkward moment on the kiss cam. It became a tool for real, personal destruction.
That's the tragedy of perception, isn't it?
It really is. The complex truth, separated, colleagues, maybe bad judgment, but no adultery. It's just not as catchy.
Not as sticky as the simple, juicy story. CEO cheats with CPO.
Exactly. The correction never travels as fast or as far. Complex information just decays quicker than simple betrayal narratives.
So we circle back to that core question the sources raise. Was this really a scandal? Or was it just a tragedy of perception?
Like a hug mistaken for betrayal.
Or just a marriage that was already over being exposed in the absolute cruelest, most public way imaginable?
I lean towards the latter. You have to imagine the dread Kristin felt in that moment, realizing this awkward private interaction is being filmed.
And instantly beamed out, magnified into public ruin.
Yeah. And the harsh professional reality is this. The perception of their conduct, however wrong it was morally, created a real legal and governance liability.
One the company felt it had to cut loose immediately.
Right. To stop the bleeding.
The resulting lesson here is just, it's haunting. The source puts it powerfully.
Right.
It says, in today's world, a single second on camera can destroy lives, erase careers, and, quote, rewrite stories before the truth has a chance to surface.
That initial wrong story gets all the velocity, goes viral. The corrected story, no matter how true,
Is always playing catch-up, and usually gets lost in the noise.
that speed means that even if the facts eventually prove they were innocent of infidelity, the damage is done.
The stain on their professional records, it's permanent.
The company acted based on brand damage and optics. And that damage doesn't just vanish when a private statement comes out weeks later.
So for you, the listener, what's the ultimate takeaway here? We've walked through the frightening speed of digital judgment.
The irreversible professional harm caused by viral perception.
And the absolute need, however difficult, to try and separate damaging optics from the actual underlying facts.
And the source leaves us with that reminder. The moment you think you know the full story, there's always another side waiting to be revealed.
We got that other side here eventually, but the careers of Kristin Cabot and Andy Byron, they remain ruined.
That's the devastating conclusion, isn't it?
It really is. What does this kind of corporate sacrifice tell us about the permanent damage that can be caused by a temporary viral moment?
The job loss is real. The public shaming is forever searchable online.
And that digital footprint of the first wrong story, it probably never gets fully erased no matter what the truth turned out to be.
Something to definitely think about next time you see one of those high-speed headlines demanding instant judgment.